Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you guys now game 2 in the series between MMA and MC. MC spawning as the red Protoss on the bottom left hand side of the map, meanwhile MMA spawning as the blue Terran. So far this series 1-0 in favor of the boys in blue, the Terran boys over here on the top right hand side of the map, as he was able to sneak in a ninja expansion and really build up a much larger army than MC had expected. MC, very diligent and not over-investing to take down that base, but by the time he was able to find it and take it out with an Oracle, he had still lost a lot of mining time, or there's still a lot of mining time there, especially with the addition of mules. MMA just simply walked in with a handful of Marines, brought over some SCVs into the battle as well, and was able to take game 1, that all-important game. We now move into game 2 here. Will MMA make it a very staggering, almost unsurmountable 2-0 lead in this best of 5, or will MC be able to even up the series? MC now places down that gateway and making its way off to the top right hand side of the map. Will go ahead and scout out and make sure that there's nothing out of the ordinary. Now, a lot of times people wonder, where do you try to scout for proxy bases and proxy pylons? Well, that's one of those situations where you can never ever scout out all those possible nooks and crannies. And in a map like this, where the map isn't super large, it actually makes much more sense to scout your opponent's base. If your opponent's base looks like a traditional base, say you see the gateway or the barracks there, you know for a fact that it is not going to be a proxy. So already MC knows that it cannot be a proxy barracks based upon the location of where this barracks currently is. Now, on the other hand, MMA did decide to scout out a little bit later. He's going to be coming up that ramp, but he is also very confident in knowing that he can handle any sort of proxy harassment. This wall off here with some SCVs and a Marine, more than enough. Oh, the probe is not going to try to come back in, and is it going to be able to make its way through? This Marine is on the backside here, and it looks like, oh, why did it walk back? I don't know. MMA could have done something with it, as we now see an engineering bay being placed down right where the Nexus should be. It looks as though we are going into a gateway expansion or mothership core expansion by MC, but MC is going to be quite surprised to see that there is an engineering bay right outside his front door. Unable to shoot down that building quickly enough. MMA now looking around. Oh, there's the mothership core. Poor SCV. Is it going to make it out in time? Yes, it looks like no. Oh my gosh, that is going to be so close, as the Stalker is trying to catch up to that SCV. SCV does have a little bit of a head start, and it will pull away that Stalker just a bit. The longer it can pull it away, the longer that this engineering bay will just sit here. Very nicely done, as that Stalker now makes the trip all the way back home and now tries to disrupt this engineering bay here. Mothership core is right there as well, both of them firing desperately at this engineering bay, trying to make it go away. Meanwhile, MMA getting further and further along in terms of construction on this command center. It looks like the command center will be done before the Nexus even gets started. That is going to put MC in a very awkward position. There's the cancellation there. All it really took was 36 minerals to delay a Nexus of a rather large amount of time. MMA is now looking into a command center here, upgrading to an orbital. SCV not quite sure what he's doing, as we're now looking for MMA perhaps trying to scout out a proxy Stargate. He has not seen anything of that nature so far, but we are working on 2 gas, and we are going into a robotics facility. Robotics facility with observers should be coming in momentarily. You can see off to the north here just a lot of engineering bays, or engineering bays with barracks for a massive bio army. And it looks as though Immortals will be coming in, perhaps to help deal with the number of Marauders we've seen. Now, it's important to note that MMA did get a fair number of Marauders. Marauders, back in the days of Wings of Liberty, was a very common unit. People of all ranks used Marauders pretty much saying that, you know what, they are just superior to Marines in every which way. But as the game unfolded and as more battles were played, people started to figure out that Marines are actually much stronger, not only because of their high fast rate and their damage across multiple types, but they are smaller. Having a smaller unit means that you can squeeze more of them into a small location, and your DPS per surface area is rather large. The Marine's going to go ahead and take down that observer there. There it goes, as we're now looking at reactors being placed down as well. So far, it looks as though we are just going into double tech labs with also a reactor there. Are we going to go into the 2 Marauder, 2 Marine Classic training, or are those tech labs just there for research? Double Marauder, and there is now a reactor being placed down. Double Marines are going to be trained up here as we have a little bit of a small scuffle in the center of the map. The Marine did take a little bit of damage there, but nothing to really write home about, as we are now looking at MC opting to do a bit of a push. There is only 3 gateways with 1 robotics facility. There is not that many units out on the field, but these sentries are going to cause a bit of a problem. Those Immortals, 3 Immortals in fact, with Guardian Shield on those sentries, means that damage could be rather high. The Marauders, oh, are they going to try to take down this unit here? Could they take down the pylon? No, not in time. And there we have it, multiple engineering or multiple bunkers now being placed down, SCVs now being brought over, and this is pretty much an all-in attempt. Guardian Shield now, or sorry, Guardian Shield is up. SCVs trying to repair, unable to do very much of anything there. There goes a whole bunch of Marines, more attacks, more fighting, double Marauders. SCVs trying to repair a bunker that is just so difficult to surround. It looks as though, yes, that bunker will get taken down as well. We are now down to 2 bunkers left as these SCVs are still frantically repairing. There goes another, and MC just makes this look oh so easy, catching MMA completely off guard with this Immortal Sentry push. MMA now being forced to retreat back up onto the high ground, but it may be too little, too late. So many units onto the field. I believe the level 1 weapons upgrades have been completed, but it's not going to matter very much when you don't have the number of units that you need. This timing on this attack, so perfect here. The Immortals just taking down key production building after key production building. No Widow Mines to stop this offensive. And here we go. SCVs trying to counter all of these units here. Are we going to see a force field on the ramp? Oh, yes we are. And a number of SCVs were taken down here. Immortals may try to charge back up this ramp here in just a moment. And there you have it. I do believe all of those SCVs are not going to be able to do much of anything. Alright, Orbital Command now trying to back away. A couple of mules will get taken down here. 2 bases to 1. And MC is just trying to buy his time. He knows that he has MMA on the run here, and he knows that MMA cannot engage him straight up. MC, as long as he is holding this expansion hostage, so to speak, the economic advantage of MC off of 2 bases is just going to be too much. I am still surprised that MMA is fighting this out, as he is barely mining even in his main base, as those SCVs were brought over to try and absorb some damage. There you go, there's a bit of an engagement. Oh, however, the Mothership Core was lost. No Mothership Core on the high ground any longer. So the Marines and the Medevacs will be able to push back all of these units. 1 lone Marine, oh, gonna get taken down there, and there is the charge. Are we gonna see some Guardian Shield? Yes, we do. There's some force fields. The Marines getting picked back up, as the Immortals are just saying to themselves, you know what? I do not need to engage here. I do not have to deal with this. I do not have to overstay my welcome and siege far too long. Let me go back to my base. Let me do a tactical retreat here, regroup with the majority of my army, and then push out once more when I know for certain my opponent can't do anything about it. Meanwhile, on the bottom right-hand side of the map, MMA has taken the liberty of trying to expand. Here you can see that there are 2 mules, not very good saturation at all though. Stalkers are already in position, and the Medevacs are hoping that there are no stalkers there. Here you go, the Medevacs are looking to push in, and oh, this could be very bad, especially with Blink. But no, the Medevacs are able to back off just in time. One observer hiding off here. There is now pylons being placed down all across the map. Income tab. 1,400 versus 1,000, and also double the amount of gas. That is going to be just too much to overcome, as there's already a 50 supply difference between these two armies. Pretty much, if this was some sort of National Geographic channel, I'd say a lion has bit into a zebra and is now letting it slowly bleed to death, knowing that he doesn't need to expend the energy. He wants to make sure that he doesn't expend too much energy and time and perhaps make a mistake here. He is just keeping tabs on what MMA is doing and will be following up with the killing blow when the opportunity is right. Alright, scanner sweep quickly reveals an observer that has been shot down out of the sky. We are now going into extended thermal lance range on the Colossus. The Stalkers have 1-0 upgrades. Meanwhile, the Marines have 1-1 upgrades. That is the only saving factor in a world of hurt for MMA. He is ahead in upgrades, but he still has yet to finish Combat Shield. We are taking a look here. It is about a 60 supply difference between these two armies, as ghosts are now being added into the army. Ghost, I'm not 100% sure if the Mobius reactor has been completed. We'll have to keep track of those ghosts the moment they pop out. Do they have enough energy for a quick EMP shockwave? Handful of Stalkers and Zealots left behind as well. As we're looking at the Stalkers, oh, are they going to engage here? Yes, they are, and there they go, blinking back with a lower hit point Stalker, getting off some easy shots as Colossus are now joining in on the fight. Medevacs are off over here. The Stalkers do have blink. They are ready to move forward. There you go, taking out a handful, and there goes a Medevac as well. All right, charging up the ramp here. There you go. There is the Guardian Shield. And with so much Guardian Shield and Colossus and Immortals, not many of them, all the Marines in the back are unable to do very much. The Ghost did not have the Mobius reactor, unable to get the EMP shockwave, as there is the GG. MMA losing Game 2 in this best of 5. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and please stay tuned for Game 3.